Henry David Thoreau was a famous individualist libertarian, naturalist, abolitionist, and quasi-anarchist who was recognized worldwide due to his famous anti-authoritarian essay, Civil Disobedience. Thoreau, born during the beginning of the 19th century, also became very well known for his naturalism and love for the nature and the environment due to his compilation of essays on Walden Pond. In this collection of papers, Thoreau wrote about his experiences living in nature. On Walden Pond talks about his decision to live in semi-isolation for over 2 years during 1845 on his friend's Ralph Waldo Emerson's property, and build his own cabin, grow his own food, and engage with the nature around him. It was, in other words, an experiment of self-sustainability and interconnection with nature. Thoreau talks about his perception of life inside and outside of civilization, and as time goes on, the reader can see how Thoreau's living conditions begin to change his views on the world. He embraces solitude and talks about how one must enjoy nature and live alongside it. Henry David Thoreau, in the essay Spring, says, "We can never have enough of nature." He makes it clear that humanity needs nature, that it is important to each and every one of us. A few sentences after this, he says something which I will admit definitely caught my attention. Thoreau said, and I quote, "There was a dead horse in the hollow by the path to my house, which compelled me sometimes to go out of my way, especially in the night when the air was heavy, but the assurance it gave me of the strong appetite and inviolable health of nature was my compensation for this." This took me by surprise, given how he, in the 19th century, must have thought that no matter how far humanity expands, nature will always be huge and act as a parent, a huge entity that cannot be struck down by civilization. His description of the health of nature as inviolable makes it incredibly sad, as seeing it through the lens of today, given how much humanity has destroyed and ravaged nature. Thoreau's entire book is based on the life of someone in tune with nature. It shows the differences between civilization and nature, and how it is important for each and every one of us to go outside and experience the wilderness every now and again, which makes it all the sadder when shown in comparison to how we have treated nature today. "I have a room all to myself. It is nature," Thoreau said. Now, what is left of that room? What have we left of our dear green planet? And how long can we keep it alive? Walden, throughout the 20th century, has been used to inspire many ecocentrics through its ideology of connecting with and preserving nature at its core, rather than leaving it secondary. While not especially being used in political change, it has been regarded by many as a guide to a better, fulfilling life, as well as one to a greater understanding of humanity's relationship with its environment. So much so that there have been numerous ideologies that have sprouted off of Thoreau's beliefs, with the main three being Green Libertarianism, Green Anarchism, and Anarcho-Primitivism. Two of these being branches of anarchy, with the coexistence of nature and humanity at its core as a means to lead satisfactory lives. In fact, Theodore Ted Kaczynski, also known as a Unabomber and a rabid proposer of Anarcho-Primitivism, lived in a similar self-sustaining cabin life in the woods, which could be said to be a distorted mirror to Thoreau's Walden cabin life. Personally, as a technocentric, while I may still believe in the ideals of using technology and human ingenuity to continue growing with, rather than around nature, I can without a doubt say that Henry David Thoreau's essays on Walden have made me more aware of the importance of preserving nature and the need to connect with it, especially through it being explained and justified from an individualist perspective, given that I, too, am a strong proponent of individualism.